I've been building my dream home and homestead from scratch from the very beginning, and I am officially onto some finishing work. Last week, I built what looks like to be a beautiful solid beam out of my old pine form boards. We cut the miters on the table saw, I glued and nailed them together, and I decided to go with a distressed and rough look. This made it super nice to be able to blend all of the edges together and to hide some of the imperfections in the reclaimed form boards. After hitting these faux beams with sawzalls, jigsaws, dragging them on the driveway, they were officially ready to be stained. If you want to see how these beams were put together, head over to last week's video, but now it's time for the install.
First things first, we need to assess the situation, see how our sample beam fits, and put little pieces of green tape where the strapping is. That way there's no guesswork and no measuring when it comes to screwing in the beam. This faux beam is going to be covering a pre-existing 31-foot LVL beam that's unfortunately covered with insulation, vapor barrier, and strapping. So this reclaimed beam is going to bring it back to life. And it's time to get the first beam in place and to see if it needs any adjustments. And obviously we don't really know what we're doing. We've never put up a beam before, so we're trying our best.
Wow, this looks so sick. I can't get it further down without you up here. And you can take that off and I can hold it. And you can help me. Yo, this looks sick. It's really just the end that needs a scribe. If we wanted to spend hours upon hours scribing.
So much longer to do all of it up.
Yeah.
And that would be the most perfect, clean way to do it. But honestly, I don't think we need to, and it'll still look great.
You really can't see from down here that it doesn't all touch the ceiling perfectly. Little gap on the end here that Cam's gonna scribe. Oh my gosh, I would never have thought of this. So you're taping the edge.
So I can see it.
Yeah.
With the pencil. B, it helps prevent tear, which probably isn't going to be an issue here anyway. I don't know how this thin strip of masking tape stops tear out from happening, but it does.
This actually looks so good. I can't get over it. So Cam is gonna scribe this to make it look like it perfectly fits into the wall. If I wasn't married to someone who did cabinetry, I don't think I would have noticed that, but I think we will always be able to see that. So it's gonna be important to have that scribed. Is this like an actual construction tool or is it like a protractor from math class?
It's called the AccuScribe Pro by Fastcats. It's literally meant for exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, neat.
The problem is it comes with a specific pencil size and these aren't it. So I always have to like build out my pencil with tape.
Oh.
And then I lose my pencil and then I'm like, well, I know where my scribe is, and I take the pencil out and then I lose that pencil. So then I do this over and over again.
Efficiency.
No.
Efficiency.
So basically I'm just finding the biggest gap.
Right, okay.
And I'm just gonna go a tiny bit past it.
I know for a fact that the very tippy top is gonna be the closest to the wall. Tricky with rough wood, eh?
A little bit. I also tilt the blade on a 1-degree bevel so that more of the material that you're never going to see gets hogged out. So if there's a piece of drywall that's sticking out right here, it doesn't stop us.
Cool, that's great. This is the track saw that Cam uses for work, usually just for cabinetry and scribing panels to walls and fillers to walls. And he loves it so much that he's using it for this project too. Of course, you can clamp straight edges and do your cuts. But a track saw is a little bit more simple. It stays in place, yet you can still move it if you need to cut to a scribe line. Although this track is way too big for the project, but we're making do with what we have. So the other side is planed to the wall. But this side, I don't know how he's gonna do it, but we're gonna try to miter it back so there's a 22.5-degree bevel so that the beams overlap each other. And then that way, you know, if there's any shrinkage or expanding, there's not like a big gap. Sick.
So there'll just be little nubs
To clean up?
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Looks good. This is literally just the glue.
I think so.
Look at how absolutely worth it that was. It looks so good. It looks like it goes all the way through the wall. No gaps. Look Good job, Cam.
Also, I'm not usually looking so closely at the blade. I feel like that's very stupid and someone will comment on it. But
You're not usually cutting
I'm not like this looking at the blade. Yeah, no.
5D.
I'm usually just like...
Yeah, well, it's not 3D because lumber is 3D, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you do this? Actually, I think you're gonna get mad too. I hate this thing. I hate this thing.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. Do I need a new drill or do I just need to be a man?
Do we really drill enough holes?
It's such a terrible drill.
It's not good. I'm not going to argue with you. It shouldn't stop.
No. And if you have the setting on lower,
It doesn't go anywhere.
it doesn't
That's
go
not
anywhere.
bad.
Thank you.
And time to get the second beam up and into place, hoping that the edges will fit nicely together, but they're not fitting great.
That doesn't look right. Will it really be that bad with like wood filler and like, I don't know.
That's a lot of filler.
Yeah, at the one side. What is the problem?
They're not square to each other. Either the first one we put in wasn't really properly squared when we scribed it, or one of the cuts I've made
Is out a little?
is out.
So the answer is to scribe it to the previous beam.
I guess so.
So this guy is planed and they fit properly together, but we are gonna get the next beam up into place and scribe it to the wall before we install this one and figure out how it all works together. Okay, I'm just gonna take this edge off because it's a little funky up in the ceiling too.
We can't bring that side down lower. We have to bring the left side higher because up on the right side, it's so far off. I don't even understand how it could be so far off.
This would be if it was just touching it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I wouldn't go that much.
It would actually be bigger because
Yeah.
it's gonna have to come down.
Like we kind of have to split the difference between the gap and the level mark.
Taking that much
And it
would
needs,
at least give us enough to put that level, but there's gonna be a gap there.
okay. I would go slightly bigger than the level mark because it's okay if it's out of level, let's say by 1/8 across the 10-inch beam.
So from the miter to this lower tick is how big
Yeah. And I think it needs to come down.
Pretty far.
Yeah. And it stops being out down here. So it only really needs to go down to here.
Wow. That's insane.
I knew it was out. I just didn't know it was out by that much.
Did it move? I'm trying to keep these boards steady.
This corner is not perfect, but it's looking way better. There's just like a little tiny gap. I think I may just fill that with putty. Here comes the finicky part of this. It's a lot of up and down, reinstalling the beam, see how it looks, seeing how the next piece works with it. It's a lot. I'm tired. So a laser is being pinged to tell us where this beam lands so that we can take this beam down, put the next two up, scribe where this middle beam is gonna be against the laser, and then hopefully everything fits. This has been quite the conundrum and I'm very hungry. I'm making fries in the midst of this. By the way, we absolutely gave up on the back bevels. It's 15 feet in the air. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Day 2 of the beam install.
No, it's still the same afternoon. We're killing it. We've only been at this for like an hour. We're almost done.
It didn't fit, and we were really hungry and tired last night, so we ate some food instead.
You want me to take an 8th off?
I want you to take an 8th off. That looks good.
Cool.
It will need some
Love.
Yeah. So we're tight on this joint. I'm gonna have to like just join everything together up there, like fill it, make it look nice, like re-chip some spots. It looks so good. I can't get over it.
So at a first glance, the beam looks awesome, but those seams are super noticeable from the ground, and it doesn't look like a solid 31-foot beam yet. But first of all, thank you so much to my lovely husband Cam for helping me out. Now it's a Monday, back to a regular work week, and I'm back at it alone, and I'm gonna try to blend these beams together.
So my goal today is to make sure you can't see it from the ground, or at least you can't see it at a first glance. I want it to be tricky to find. Before I blend the seams together, I want to make sure it's screwed into place so that it's not really going to shift too much. So you can see the edge right here and along here, and this is rounded, but this is not. This is distressed, this is not, and this is distressed, but that's not. If I were to do this project again, I would make sure that where I'm butting up the ends matches a little bit better, but this is easily fixable, I think. I'm hoping. And this beam was kind of rounded outwards, and this one was flat.
It's looking so good. Time to let it dry and on to the next seam.
This one is way worse. We've got a lot on this side and a lot to cut off on this side. It's like this beam is smaller here than this beam is here, but this side did get rounded, so I can work with it. All right, there's a lot of wood filler being used, so I'm gonna let that dry before I go ahead and give it a sand and give it a stain. So I'm gonna go outside. And yesterday I loaded up a pile of hardwood into the back of our truck from a friend's house. They had some trees cut down and offered us the wood for free, so that's amazing. I'm gonna unpack that and stack it. Let's see if I can back right up to it. Whoa, my bad. Okay. Oh, my back. I'm gonna split a few of these chunky ones because the door for my wood boiler is kind of small and they dry out better when they're split, so may as well. I think this is ash. I haven't split a ton of ash, but it was out over winter, so I think it'll be okay. I can already see it cracking. I'm gonna get out the big guns. What? Is there a knot I'm unaware of? No. There, finally. Wow. This is insane. Oh my gosh. I don't think it's worth it to hand split ash. Oh. Yay. Okay, that's good enough. I would stack it, but honestly, I'm probably gonna burn it in the wood boiler this year. Okay, let's get up there and sand, check it all, and stain. I think it's looking good. I've added some extra scratches to just like try to blend the edges together. That way it kind of looks like there's no seam and that it's the same piece of wood. And I'm hoping too that staining over top of stain will still be okay, and to be able to like feather it out. It's a little bit tricky because sometimes you'll be able to see overlap marks. All right, from up here, it looks half decent. Once this green tape is off, I don't think you're really gonna be able to tell. You only know because the green tape is there and I still can't see it. You can see it a bit more on this side just because the light hits it in a certain way. That's okay. Can't see it from the couch, can't see it from the lake. I'm genuinely so happy right now. I'm really excited for Cam to see it and see how well it blends. Like it does, it blends well. It's still gotta dry, so I will pick you up and see you tomorrow.
What?
It's not perfect, but like.
But it is. Like who's ever gonna know?
No.
That just looks like the wood just naturally goes in there.
Everything is looking good up here. I'm so happy with it. Now it's time to fill all of the screw holes with some wood putty. So I bought 2 different colors and I think I'm gonna mix them to make the right color. And there's a couple of spots like this where it snapped off along the way, or there's just like a big gap, and I'm gonna fill that as well. And last but not least, time to deal with this super funky corner that you can see from the ground. Got a new putty knife for this one. Okay, that's done. It's looking good, except for the ceiling for some reason. All of the like little dings and scratches, you can see it all. This darn ceiling. This is why so many people said to go with like wood slats or like shiplap or something, because you can literally see everything with the amount of sunlight in here. It makes me want to repaint it with like a sprayer or one of those 18-inch wide rollers or something and cover up the beam and just like try one last time.
And just like that, I went from form boards to 3 separate beams to making this look like a 31-foot long beam. I absolutely love how it turned out, and I feel like the seams are barely noticeable. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like the rustic look? Do you think it seamed well? And now on to something I'm dreading.
So I've been stressed about the concrete floor in here for a long time. A lot of issues happened during the pour from the concrete setting way too quickly. It was just overall a crap storm. It's dark. I can finally see my laser because I can only see it at night. And I'm gonna test some spots. Whenever I'm walking in here, I feel a high point right here. So we're at 0. Let's test over here. 18 inches away. There's a half of an inch difference. An inch difference between here and that spot. That is like 6 feet away. this seems to be the worst spot here. So this is like the highest point in the room. From here to here, there's a 3/8 difference. So that's like the absolute worst spot. That flooring will fail absolutely 100% here. From here to here is a quarter. From here to here is 3/16. That's a quarter. Over here is 3/16. That's 1/8. And then from here to that corner where the binoculars are is an inch. And from here to that corner is 3/4. This area is the worst.
And this area too.
So the difference between that first spot I showed you and this is 1/16. But from here to here, it drops almost a 1/2 inch. And then to here, 5/8. So there's quite a bit of a slope here, and I'm just trying to figure out what I should do because I know that like flooring is definitely gonna fail in some of these spots. So yeah, I have a bit of a conundrum. There's high humps in the slab, multiple of them, and there's very low points in the slab. I'm thinking of like chipping, grinding, getting those high spots down and self-leveling the really bad spots. Let me know what you think. And then also the ceiling, there's streaks everywhere. Do I give it one more go, maybe with a spray gun? We shall see. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you love the beam install. And it looks like I'm gonna have some projects on my hands coming up. And with that, I will see you next week.